Okay, welcome back students in our chemical bonding class. Today we will learn the concepts on vacant d orbital. Okay, let's start. This is the first question. PCl5 molecule exists but not NCl5. Explain why. Let's go into the video. Start. Welcome back students in our online chemistry class. Now today we will discuss about the chemical bonding portion, and the many students have requested already for the concepts on vacant d orbital. Okay students, now today we will discuss about two questions. In the first, we are discussing why PCl5 molecule exists but not NCl5. Explain why. Now you can see actually what happens in case of phosphorus. Phosphorus has the outermost grounded electronic configuration is like this: 3s2 3p3, you all know. So it will form like this, and it has got vacant 3d orbital. Okay, so but in case of nitrogen, when we'll discuss about it, nitrogen has got 2s2 2p3 in similar portion, but it hasn't got any 2d orbital because 2d orbital is, there is no 2d orbital. So here nitrogen in any kind of state can only form this NCl3. It can form only up to NCl3 by putting this one NCl3 or NF3 like this. But phosphorus can form PCl3. You can see from here PCl3, it will be sp3 hybridized bonding orbitals, and whenever phosphorus got excited, then it's one of the electron from here goes to this d orbital because it has got d orbital. Since it has got the d orbital, phosphorus can make up to 5 unpaired electrons like this, whereas nitrogen cannot able to do this because it hasn't got any d orbitals. So since phosphorus can form 5 unpaired electrons, so easily it can combine with all these 5 chlorine molecules, all these sigma bonds, and sp3d hybridized PCl5 molecule, but it cannot form, nitrogen cannot form NCl5. Okay, so d orbital here is a basic conceptual part where it is making the phosphorus to make PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride, but nitrogen pentachloride formation is impossible. Okay students, we are moving on to the next video. Okay, the next one is SiCl4 hydrolysis to form SiOH whole 4, but CCl4 cannot be hydrolyzed. Explain why. Going to the video. Moving on to the next question today. Silicon can form silicon hydroxide, tetrahydroxide rather, but carbon tetrachloride cannot form it after hydrolysis. Silicon tetrachloride, so its middle atom is silicon. Its ground state outermost electronic configuration is like 3s2 3p2. Okay, this is the main part, 3s2 3p2, and it has got vacant 3d orbital. But whereas in case of carbon, its ground state electronic configuration is similarly 2s2 2p2. The problem is here for carbon, it hasn't got any 2d because 2d orbital is impossible. Okay, so since carbon hasn't got any d orbital but silicon has got its d orbital, what happens in silicon tetrachloride formation? You can see this is our silicon tetrachloride. When water molecules comes, it takes a position in this d orbital's position. Okay, and one of the chlorine atom gets out from this situation and it forms silicon like this. One of the OH molecule takes place. okay, and it forms extra HCl. And this is how all these chlorine molecules one by one get displaced from it. Water comes, takes a position, and chlorine gets out of the situation. And next, you can see this is how which molecules are taking places. Okay, again I'm doing this. You can do this now. Silicon, already 3 OH molecules has taken the place, 1 is remaining, and the last part, when hydrolysis is done, this last chlorine molecule also gets out of the system. And this is how all the OH molecules takes place after hydrolysis. Okay, but since carbon hasn't got the d orbital, vacant d orbital, and this elimination process by the hydrolysis of water molecules cannot take place to form COH whole 4 molecule is impossible. Okay, that is why the difference. So okay students, so you should understand these two conceptions on vacant d orbital. Okay, hope you like it, and please subscribe my channel and don't forget to share it. Okay, and ask me for the new questions, whatever you want in this lockdown period. Okay, thank you students, goodbye.